Hey guys, it's Tony Butler, and today we're going to be talking about some powerful brand stories. And we're going to use an example of a successful YouTube channel. It's by entrepreneur, author, and the founder of the Fit Body Bootcamp, a gentleman named Bedros Kuellian. And Bedros, if you see this, I'm sorry, I'm probably butchering your name. If you haven't heard of Bedros, I discovered his channel a few months ago. He's pretty successful. He's got about 170,000 subscribers, and he does a number of really interesting things on this channel. And what I want to do is I want to put his channel and some of the things he's doing on his website, which is just the same as his name, Bedros Kuellian. And, how does it fit into the Primal Storytelling model? And, what is he doing really well? What are some things maybe he can work on? And how does it work? So first of all, I love the absolute look and the branding of his channel. He's done a really good job. Obviously, this guy he's got some professional designers he's working with, and he's got himself labeled as high performance coach, which I really like because he's taken a position as not as a guru, but as a mentor, okay? As a mentor for the entire market. Now, let's remember the Primal Storytelling formula. It's tribe plus story plus primal urges and emotions, okay? And what we're really going to do is we're going to focus on the story aspect of Bedros. Now, one of the things I want to tell you about him particularly is he published a book, a really, really good book. I had to do this. I had to download it and read it. And the name of the book, it's got kind of a long name, but the main primary title is Man Up and How to Cut the Bullshit and Kick Ass, which I really like. And in the beginning of this book, he tells an origin story, which is, it's a universal structure, okay? And his origin story is he's taking the underdog and he's using that structure. And, this is the same exact process, the same structure as Rocky. It's the structure of, the old time rags to riches. And what Bedros is doing is he's helping you understand like where he came from, because he wants to connect with an audience of, wannabe entrepreneurs that want to get to the next level. Okay. And so he does a fantastic job of telling the story, making a connection of, of him as, as the ideal of the American dream. He arrived in the United States in 1980, didn't even speak English. His family fled communism in Armenia. I think at the time he was like 6-7 years old. And, he got here and he's a little boy and he's in a new country and a new culture and he's trying to figure things out. And he went from there to working blue collar jobs and working really hard in restaurants. And I think he worked at Disney for a while. And eventually, he struggles. He finally gets through school as, English is a second language, and he makes it and gets out. And then he decides to go to college. And I think before that, he went to the Marine Corps, and then they didn't pass the physical for some reason, flat feet or, whatever. So he ended up at Disney and he's working in a restaurant. Okay. And that gateway story, that origin story, and, where he's showing you that, hey, you know what? I started from a place of struggle. And then I love this part is he goes through his channel and he doesn't just tell you, hey, I made it, and he's like driving around in a jet. And he like shows you how he got from A to B to C, and he shares the struggles along the way. He had a nervous breakdown, was having panic attacks, had a couple businesses that totally failed. I died laughing. He told a story about how he went out and bought $50,000 worth of protein supplements and protein bars and put them in his apartment, trying to sell them. I actually had a failure, not too different from that. Where he's just investing a lot of money in something that just totally doesn't work at all. But here's the thing, that story connects, and he sprinkles it throughout his entire channel in a really powerful way. I think the thing that makes it so strong is that it's very authentically told. It's throughout all of his channel. I think, let's take a look how many videos he's got on the channel now. A couple hundred videos on here at least. And he mixes in personal with what he's doing in his business life and with some different categories of coaching. And, most of his channel is broken up into 3 or 4 categories. He's got one section that he does, the Empire podcast, where he's talking and, they put that out on the podcast just for, he does some interviews and meets with some really interesting people. And then he's doing another one that I really like is success tips. And his success tips are not just some egghead theory of, some PhD who did some research and he's trying to share with you what works. But this is tried and true. This is an entrepreneur who went through struggle and he's sharing what worked best for him. And he's taking the structural standpoint of a mentor and of an ally. Really tried and true model. The other thing he's doing really good is he takes you along a journey, and in Primal Storytelling, I'm talking about how you're going to have a value theme that you're going to publish, okay? And Bedros's value theme, and for this entire channel is, look, you're going to come here, you're going to get great information from someone who has been there and done that. He's very charismatic, you can connect with this guy. He's had some hard times, overcoming. He's just sharing his wisdom, just a good guy. And that really comes out in all of his videos. He also has a piece on here, he's the founder of the Fit Body Bootcamp. So a lot of themes throughout all of this is fitness. But I love how he uses that for a metaphor for business and a metaphor for life, and he's got several videos in here where, he meets a Navy SEAL and they put on an actual physical kind of boot camp, business camp together. He's the project that he's working on. Great. Very well done. Very, very well done. I think the one thing that he's lacking in the channel that would make this thing even more powerful, take it to the next level, is to have some structure and have, instead of just random steps and tips and tricks, and there's some spews for views in here where, he's got the 7 things, the 7-figure mindset, learn how to sell. And, those are good topics and they definitely are working. I think what's missing is the structure. How does that relate back to his audience? Who is his exact tribe? Because it seems as if he's moving to entrepreneurs and small business owners who are trying to make it. But then he's also trying to cater to fitness professionals. There's a little bit of confusion there in the channel. But all in all, not bad at all. I really like how he has taken on the persona of the mentor. And if you think in a lot of, great, especially in fiction and great fiction, if you look at the Lord of the Rings and Gandalf, he's the mentor for Frodo. He's the mentor for the dwarves and the Hobbit and all the rest of those. And with Bedros, what he's doing here is he's taking that role as the mentor and the coach, the high performance coach, and he's really connecting with the audience. I think the one thing he could do better is really define the audience and cater to them even more. Take it to an extreme that he hasn't done so far, and that's one of the things that I think when, you're first working with the Primal Storytelling structures, to really think about who are your best fit clients, who is your tribe, and then everything should revolve around them and be targeted at them. I think as he's making this transition from one, maybe just from fitness experts to a little broader category of entrepreneurs and, people that are trying to start their own businesses and, make it in business and life, is to really hone in on that portion of it. Okay. And to talk more about subjects that are interested into the broader base. Just a thought. I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but something he definitely could test. Again, these are absolutely timeless structures. He's done a great job. 170,000 subscribers. So congratulations on that. You're far ahead of where we are. But I think one more example, guys, of this is a person who took a great structure. He used his origin story, and then he tells his transformation over time. And that's really powerful. Okay. So if you haven't yet, like this channel, subscribe. Also, you can find us at Anthony L. Butler on Instagram and Facebook. And please check us out. And I hope to connect with you next time.